perfect as I am, I do have some flaws, if you can believe that. Personally, I find it hard to believe because, I mean, the last two people who rebelled against my rule, I slit their throats before I flayed them. I mean, what's wrong with that? They didn't feel being flayed, they just drowned on their own blood. Perfectly reasonable. But to be serious, I do get criticism for various things I do, for things I write, for things I say on here, and various other things. I mean, people say I flick my hair too much, which I probably do. That's because my hair is long and it gets in my face, and it's now just kind of an instant reaction. Excuse me a moment, I've got to go and flick my hair. Lovely. If you want to see more of that, I think I have a video where I do it for about 5 minutes. But I think a major issue for me is dealing with criticism. I mean, when someone criticizes something I do, or anything I like the autofocus on my camera, I sort of go through the stages of grief. First there's anger, denial, saying, shut up, you don't know anything about it, be quiet, go away. Then there's kind of me feeling bad, perhaps thinking, oh, it's all over for me, I've been criticised, but I'm going to just stop trying, yeah, I'll just stop trying. And then eventually I just kind of, realise they're wrong and I'm right, and forget about it. But I suppose it's just kind of a thing a lot of people have, where if you get criticised you can't deal with it, or you think about something you perhaps could have said a bit after it's been said. Like when I wrote an article about feminists, well, not for some feminists being nasty to men, and YouFem got hold of it and kind of wrote an article saying what a silly little boy I was, and kept mentioning the fact that I was a teenage boy, which I thought was kind of odd because they're trying to go against general gender roles. So I kind of thought that maybe mentioning that was kind of silly, and they took it out of. And of course, after the criticism, the first thing I immediately thought was, well, actually, I didn't think that, because I have another thing. If it occurs to me that I might actually be wrong, I despise confrontation, so I run off or grovel, which is what I did. But then I thought, they've taken this seriously out of context. I mean, this is ridiculous. It was a humorous article. They're just being stupid feminazis, boo. Which is half true, because it was a humorous article, and they did take it out of context. But then I got to thinking, oh god, I'm a misogynistic monster. And, I did various acts of self-harm, hanging myself from the ceiling, castrating myself. I think I put one of my eyes out before replacing it with this very, very realistic glass copy. See? Very, very good. You can see it. Not that you really see my eyes very often, but oh hum. I use this YouFem thing as an example. Maybe this is the biggest bit of negative press, almost literally, I've ever had. Normally it's just people saying, oi Barnaby, I saw your videos, they was crap, or, oh my god, how can you live with yourself? Kill yourself, I hate you, come with me, ha, that's it, dance monkey, dance, and all that kind of nonsense. But I still haven't really dealt with it, because I suppose I still think that I'm right, and I understand what they're saying, and perhaps I have taken some of their points on board, offensive they were, but I still think I'm right, that what I was saying was perfectly reasonable because they took it out of context, and they were being silly, and I think a lot of people actually thought that. If you look at the comments on the blog post itself, if you go to www.ufem.com, you'll find an article called Counter Feminism Unit, counters in capital letters. You can go and peruse it for yourself, though I might have to publish the original article, just so you can read between the two of them and, make your own decision about whether I was right or not. Anyway, I've talked quite enough today, so, bye-bye, and I hope you all, well, I wouldn't say have a nice time, because it's the end of the Christmas holidays, and so everyone's going to be rather depressed. I mean, Christmas died in my house till yesterday. We took all the Christmas decorations down, but, anyway, go away!